Welcome, and today I'm going to be moving through a Hatha flow, and in this workout we'll be focusing on our core center, working from this core center out into the expression of all the poses that we do. So let's start with a little bit of breath work, a little bit of pranayama. So get yourself into a nice comfortable seated position. And I'm actually up on a block here. So when I'm sitting down with cross legs, my knees are too far off the floor. So just to be really super comfortable, it's really nice to put a block underneath my pelvic bones. And when I do that, it drops my knees down to the floor and I get a really nice curve in the lumbar vertebrae. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do a little bit of breath work and we're going to move the body with the breath. So arch your back and lean slightly forward and take a big inhale. Exhale and roll the body back. Inhale forwards, arch the back, and now round the back and exhale. We inhale as we come forward, big inhale, all the way through the torso. Exhale, roll back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale forwards. One more time. Exhale back. And now let's roll around to the left side. We'll go first. And as we come forwards on this big roll through the torso, we're breathing in as we come forward and we exhale as we round through the back. So we can slow this down a little bit to slow down the breath. Inhale all the way forward and exhale as you round to the back. Inhale forward and feel all of those muscles either side of the spine starting to work, starting to warm up. You're moving through the core and feeling all of those abdominal muscles starting to warm up and work for you. And let's stop when we come round to the front and we'll go around the other side. So we exhale as we come back and inhale as we lift the chest and come forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale forwards. Exhale back. Inhale forwards. Exhale back. Inhale forwards. One more time. Exhale back, round the spine. And then arch the spine and come forward to the center. A little bit more breath work. Let's do a few rounds of Nadi Shodhana. So we take down our index finger and our middle finger, and we're using our ring finger and our thumb to block off the nostrils. So big deep inhale, block off the right nostril and breathing out through the left. Breathing in through the left and change sides. Breathing out through the right. Breathing in through the right. Change sides. Breathing out through the left. Breathing in through the left. And change sides. Breathing out through the right. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Change sides. Breathe out left. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in left. 2, 3, 4. Change sides. Breathe out right. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Change sides. Breathe out left. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out right. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in right. 1, 2. Last time. 3, 4. Last time left. Breathe out left. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lower the hands and keep that breath in at the top. Filling the whole torso with breath. And breathe out, let it go, and start to relax. Okay, I'll move the block out of the way. I'll come over to the side so you can see what I'm doing. And we'll start to rock slightly, moving back and forth. And you may want to move the block. If you've been sitting on a block, you'll need that away from you now. So we're rocking like we did at the start. Without the block, the knees are quite high and you can hold your knees to support this. And as you come back, lift up the feet and take your arms out in front of you. You can uncross the legs now. And as we come forward, we're going to put our feet into goddess pose. So the soles of the feet will come together, knees wide, and stretch your arms out in front of you. Lifting up the feet, the knees as high as you can, and stretching the arms out in front of you, knees wide. Lift and hold, and now stretching out to the front. Exhale, lift the toes, and reaching out to the front. Exhale as you raise the legs, and inhale, stretch it up forward. Exhale and inhale. Really start to work the core muscles, activating all of those abdominals. You can feel your hip flexors working, your back muscles as you start to move the energy through your entire torso. One more time. Lift up to the forward to the center and bring your arms and your feet up in front of you. Knees together, arms up at the top and rolling down on an exhale all the way down. Lifting the arms above your head on a big inhale. Exhale, use the arms to swing you up back into Navasana, into your boat pose. Inhale to the sky. Exhale down. Inhale overhead. Exhale back up to Navasana. Inhale, stretch. Exhale down. Inhale, stretch. And exhale up to your Navasana. We'll do a couple more of these. Really stretch up, lower down with control. Stretching up over the head and lifting up back to boat pose. One more time. Lifting high, rolling down with control. Inhale, overhead, stretch. And exhale all the way back into your center position. And now rolling down onto the back, bring your knees into your body. Take your hands behind your head to support your neck. Your elbows are wide. And take out your right leg straight out in front of you and cross your right elbow to your left knee. And now let's switch over in this scissor twist. And we'll switch again. Left elbow to right knee. Right elbow to left knee. Left elbow to right knee. And switching. Inhale as you switch. Exhale as it all comes together. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Few more of these. The more controlled and slower that you do this move, the more you'll work those abdominals through the center, the transverse abdominals. Should really be working now. We'll just do 2 more of these. Over to the right and over to the left. And give your knees a nice big hug. Coming back down to the mat, roll side to side. Cross your feet and just rolling on the back a couple of times. We're coming forward into a downward facing dog. So slowly find your way to your first downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet. Feel that stretch up the back of your legs. Feel all 10 fingers into the mat. Even bend your arms. Pull your elbows back a little bit to really feel your entire hands in connection with your mat. Pressing the heels down, the pelvis is high. And now just walk your feet up halfway to your hands and squat down. And I just want you to transfer your weight as you lift the pelvis high and you straighten your legs. So your weight is over your hands. And coming down again. Lifting it up. Inhale and lift your pelvis high up to the ceiling. So we're transferring our weight from our feet here, and then we're placing most of the weight into the hands and lifting the pelvis high, like we're defying gravity here. Coming back onto the heels, couple more times. Lifting up, lift the pelvis, lift the abdominals to the ceiling, long arm bones. And coming back into a squat. One more time, lifting up high. Straighten the arms, straighten the legs, lift the pelvis. And coming back all the way down. And now we'll walk back into a downward facing dog. And let's lift up the right leg. Bend the right leg and send your foot over to the left side. So your hip is nice and open. Feel that stretch all the way through your abdominals into the hip. Should feel nice after the core work. And straightening the leg, let's bring our knee to nose. Stretch it out to the back. And again, exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, leg high. And exhale, knee to nose. Lifting the knee up quite high now and place your foot down between your feet. We're coming into a high lunge. Stretch your arms above you. Nice wide stance. And you're up quite high on that back toe. And as we bring our elbows back behind us, the pelvis tilts. And we feel that through the hip flexor. Lift up into high lunge. Stretch the back leg straight. And now bend it again and tuck the pelvis. Lifting up high. And a nice tuck of the pelvis as you bring the elbows back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more of these. Inhale. Exhale. Last time. Inhale. Exhale. And now send the arms out in front of you. Transfer your weight onto that front foot. And we're going to bring up the back leg and kick it out. Send it back, just touching the floor, and kick the leg out to the front. Send it back, and kick, and back. Little kick to the front, and back. Kick it out to the front, and back. Next time we're going to hold. Lift it up and hold. A few wobbles here. Micro bend in the standing leg. Feel that quad working. Lift the knee, lift the arms, and fold over your legs. Half lift, long spine. Place your hands down onto the mat, step or hop back into your downward facing dog. Roll through the spine all the way to your plank pose. On an inhale, rock forward slightly and lower yourself to the mat. Lifting up into a cobra. Just stay here for a couple of breaths. And inhale. Exhale, take yourself all the way back into your downward facing dog. Looking up between the hands, step or hop to the front of the mat. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, lower down. And we'll step back into our downward facing dog and lift up the left leg high. Bend the left leg and send that foot over to the right side. Nice big stretch here for the hip flexors, for those muscles in the abdominals along the left side. Open and stretch. And take that leg high and knee to nose. Lift it high to the chest. Take that leg up high, knee to nose. Leg up high. Exhale, knee to nose. Hold it and hover for just a moment. And then place that foot down between the hands. We're coming up into a high lunge. High on the back toes. Our front leg is almost at 90 degrees. Hands are stretched above us, nice wide stance. And as we bring the arms down, we tuck the pelvis. Tuck, feel that stretch along the front hip flexor and stretch it all up at the top. Exhale down. Inhale, stretch to the ceiling. Exhale down. Inhale, stretch. Exhale down. Inhale, stretch. 2 more. Exhale, feel the stretch. All the way to the ceiling. Last time. We're going to send our arms out in front of us, exchange the weight to the front foot, and we'll kick it out. A little kick. Take the foot back. Kick to the front. Step it back. Kick to the front. Step it back. With control now. 2 more. Exhale. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, hold the leg out the front. Lift that straight leg out the front. Really feel your front thigh muscle working. Holding that right leg up to the front. And inhale, bending the knees, stretching the arms up. We'll move all the way back down to the floor. Uttanasana. And half lift, long spine. Placing the hands down, let's step back into a downward facing dog. And now rolling through the spine, I want you to hold your plank position. And just feeling the ground beneath you, all 10 fingers working, the palms of your hands, tree frog hands into the mat, you're high on the toes. And just separate your feet slightly and now roll your heels over to the left side. And when you do this, you'll start to feel your abdominals working in the left hand side. Coming back up to center and now roll your heels over to the right side. Feel your abdominals engage. And let's just roll over side to side, staying in our plank. So shoulders are nice and wide. The abdominals are engaged as we roll side to side here in plank. Working through those transverse abdominals. And now coming back up to center, let's bring our elbows down, about shoulder width apart. And your hands down, nice and wide, fingers onto the mat. And let's do that again. Rolling over to the right side with the heels and over to the left side. Up and roll your heels over to the right and over to the left. This time, hold your heels over to the right and stretch up your left arm. So you're in a nice modified side plank here. And coming down through center, roll your heels over to the left side and lifting up high. Opening the chest, opening the heart, feeling those muscles along your sides, working really hard now. Lifting up high, making sure the hip is staying up high. Over and opening to the right. Let's do that one more time on the left side. Opening up to the left side. And coming back to the center. Let's hold plank for just a few breaths. Holding here. Activating the core. Breathing. Long, slow, deep breaths. And now coming back up into a downward facing dog. So you may need to adjust the feet, the hands to get yourself to a nice, comfortable downward facing dog. Press the heels to the floor. And on an inhale, gaze up through the hands and step or hop up to the top of your mat. Inhale all the way above your head. And now take a hold of your right wrist. Pull your right wrist up to the ceiling and start to lean over to the left side. So getting a really nice stretch along the right side of the body. And breathe. And really open up your chest, open up your heart to that right side. One more breath. And coming back up to center, let's change sides. Lifting up the left wrist really tall and bending over to the right side. Open it all up. Feeling that stretch. And back up to center. We'll take our palms together in front of the heart. Just a moment. Take 2 or 3 nice big deep breaths. And at the top of your mat, let's stretch up high and reaching over the legs. Place your hands down and we're back into downward facing dog. And from your downward facing dog, lift the right leg high on an inhale. Exhale, bring the knee to nose. Inhale, lift the leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lift the leg high. And as you bring the knee in, hold and hover. And now allow your body to open up to the right side and bring that top foot down halfway up your mat. So you're on the outside edge of your back foot and you've planted your right foot firmly halfway up your mat. And now if you can lift that right arm up off the mat and press that knee out slightly, get a little bit of a pigeon stretch there, and then lift that arm up to the sky. The hip shouldn't be collapsing towards the mat. Keep your hip nice and high. And if you'd like to take it a little further stretch, you can lift that arm above your head and open up this pose. Lift the heart, lift the chest, one more breath. And let's bring that hand down, right leg high, and step forward into your high lunge. Coming up with the arms on an inhale. And again, we tuck the pelvis. Inhale, lifting high. Exhale, tuck. Inhale, lift and stretch. Exhale, tuck the pelvis and round. Inhale and tuck one more time. Inhale, exhale, and now stepping forward slightly, weight over the front leg. We do our little kicks to the front and step back, kicking front, stepping back, kicking front, stepping back. We'll hold on the next one and hold. Feel that front thigh working. And this time we're going to step all the way back into our high lunge. Find your high lunge. Inhale and exhale all the way down. Lift that right leg high and place it down into your downward facing dog. Let's lift up the left leg high. On an inhale. Exhale, bring your knee to nose. Inhale high. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale high. Exhale, knee to nose and hover. And now we roll our body open to the left side and we bring our left foot halfway up the mat and we're on the outside edge of our right foot. Open up this knee with a hand. Little pigeon stretch on this left hip. And when you feel comfortable to do so, start to lift that left arm to the sky. Nice big open stretch. And next level, take your arm above your head and really open up this stretch all the way overhead. Feeling that stretch deepen into your left hip. Hold for one more breath. And placing your hand down, lifting up the left leg and stepping forward into a high lunge. Take your time coming up into your high lunge. Inhale. Exhale and tuck the pelvis. Inhale. And now tucking the pelvis on and exhale. Inhale, straighten the back leg. Exhale, tuck the pelvis and round the spine. Inhale at the top. Shorten the abdominals as you tuck there at the front. Inhale high. Exhale down. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, and we bring the arms out the front, shift our weight to the front foot, and kick out to the front. Inhale back. Exhale, kick it out. Inhale, stretch. Two more. Kick out to the front. On this last one, we hold, working that front thigh muscle. Sorting out all those wobbles. And lifting the knee and the arms. Let's step all the way back into a high lunge. And from our high lunge, big inhale. Exhale, down to the mat. Lifting the left leg high. We're back into our downward facing dog. Lifting the heels. Waving that prana through the spine all the way into your plank position. Inhale, rock forward. Exhale, lower down to the mat. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Pressing back, using the abdominals to take you back into downward facing dog. Gazes up between the hands, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, long spine. Exhale down. Inhale all the way up. And we bring our palms together, Tadasana. Let's move on to another little sequence here. I'll just move my mat back slightly here. And coming up to the front of the mat, big deep inhale. And we exhale all the way down. Inhale, long spine. Exhale down. And now bending the knees, big bend in the knees. We're coming up into chair pose. and hold chair pose for just a moment. Big deep inhale, and then exhale and take the arms behind you as you bring the body over the legs. Inhale back to chair pose, exhale down. Inhale back to chair pose, exhale down. Inhale, chair pose, exhale down. Inhale, exhale, stay down. Clasp your hands behind you. Make sure that you're at the top of your mat and lift the left knee up into your chest. Send that left foot all the way back into warrior one. And we're coming into humble warrior or waterfall warrior. I'm bending over the front leg, taking it all the way up to our warrior one, all the way down and forward. Inhale as you come up. Exhale down. Stretch the arms out behind you. Use that core, work from your core as you're moving through this flow. Inhale up. Exhale all the way down. And inhale up, releasing the arms. We're coming up to the center and then shifting our weight to the back of the mat. And we come into warrior two, back of the mat, and hold warrior two for just a moment. Reverse the warrior. Come back into warrior two, back of the mat, through center. Warrior two, front of the mat. Lift it up high. Let's place our hands down either side. Adjust your back foot. Lift the right leg high and place it back down into downward facing dog. And sending your gaze up through the hands, bending your knees. Lift your weight all the way to the front. Inhale, long spine. Exhale down. And inhale all the way into a chair pose. Make sure that you're at the front of your mat. Come down into your chair pose. Nice, big, long, slow, deep breaths. And on an inhale. Exhale and take the arms back. And the chest comes onto the knees. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale down. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale down. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale down. One more time. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale down. Clasp the hands behind you. Coming up over the front leg. Shift your weight to the left foot. Lift your right foot. And let's take it all the way back into our warrior one. Humble warrior. Take your weight over that front leg. Inhale up. Exhale forward over that front leg. Inhale up. Exhale down over the front leg. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale down. And inhale up. Take your arms up, coming through the center. And we're taking a warrior two to the back of your mat and hold for a couple of breaths. Nice and low in your warrior two. Open the chest, open the heart. And reverse that warrior. Nice big stretch. Coming back into warrior two, back of the room. Through the center, warrior two. Front of the mat. For just a moment. Coming up through the center, facing the front. Framing the foot. Adjust your back foot. Take that left leg up high. And we're back into our downward facing dog. Rolling through the spine all the way to your plank. Inhale, rock forward. Exhale, down. Inhale to cobra or upward facing dog. And we move back into downward facing dog. Now, I think we deserve a little bit of white space here. So let's bring our knees down quite wide on the mat. Uncurl your feet. Stretch it all out. Your arms along the front of the mat. Nice long spine. Really stretch out your arms. Before you relax everything down, you can actually walk your fingers out like spider fingers along the top of your mat and get a nice stretch through your shoulders. Big deep inhale. Exhale and lower down to the mat, relaxing your arms. Maybe rocking a little bit side to side. Big deep breaths. And let's come back up into a downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet. Big deep breaths. And from our downward facing dog, gazing up between the hands, bend your knees and step or hop up to the front of your mat. Half lift long spine and lower down. Bending the knees, we're coming back up into our chair pose. Make sure you're at the top of your mat. Inhale, exhale, and your chest is on your knees. Inhale high, exhale down. Inhale, exhale. Inhale to chair pose. Exhale down. One more time. Inhale. Exhale down. Clasp the hands behind you. Lifting your body up off the legs. Bringing up your left leg. Let's step back into our warrior one. And we're moving into humble warrior. Over the right front leg. Inhale. Exhale down. Inhale. And exhale down. Working through the core center. Really slowing down this move. So we're working from center and expressing outward through the body. Inhale high into your warrior one. Bring your arms up above your head. And now opening the position, we're facing the side wall. Bring your right elbow over your left elbow. I'll face the other way. And we're moving into a goddess pose with eagle arms. So bring your heels in, bend the knees, and the knees are over the toes. I'm going to just sway side to side. Feeling the exchange of weight through your legs, making sure those knees are pressed back and that you're tucking the pelvis and shortening that space between the pelvis and your rib cage. Couple more sways. I'll face the other way. And reaching up to the sky, we're opening up into our warrior two, back of the mat. Hold for a moment. Reach into your reverse warrior. Placing the right arm down onto your left thigh. And let's move that right arm up and above your head. Nice big circles down and around in front of you. Keeping the body open. Chest lifted. Big inhale as the arm swings forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Coming up through center. We're moving into warrior two. Front of the mat. Big inhale. Big exhale. And we lift and reach into reverse warrior as we fold all the way down and come back into a three-legged dog, lifting your right leg high and now rolling over onto the outside edge of your left foot. You're bringing this top leg down and placing your foot halfway up the mat. Press that knee out so you get that beautiful stretch through the hip, and take that right arm to the ceiling. Open that stretch. Stretch further by taking that arm over the head for just a moment. And bring the hand down onto the mat. Three-legged dog, just to stretch it out. And coming down into your downward facing dog. Gazes up between the hands, bend your knees. Step or hop front of your mat. Lift, long spine. Exhale all the way down. And we're lifting up into our chair pose. Inhale. Exhale down. Inhale high. Exhale down. Inhale. Really working to keep the core center working. Inhale high. Exhale down. One more. Inhale high. Exhale down. Clasp your hands behind you. Make sure you're at the top of your mat. Lifting the right foot up. Step back into your warrior one. And we're coming into our humble warrior. Waterfalling that warrior over the front right leg. Lifting, inhaling, exhaling down. Really working from the core. Lifting center. All the way down. Inhale high. Exhale down. Core is activated. Inhale high. And we're unraveling the hands into our warrior one. Coming through the center, we take our arms out to the side. Now our left elbow comes over the right. Tuck in your heels and coming down into goddess pose. We sway side to side. Really working those thighs. Feeling that stretch through your shoulders. As you lift your elbows and drop your shoulders down. Stay low in your goddess. Really work those legs side to side. And stretching up through the center, warrior two, back of the mat. Hold for a couple of breaths. Nice big inhale. Exhale. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. And reversing your warrior. Nice big stretch to the right side. Right elbow onto your thigh. And bring that arm over the top. I'm going to circle the arm down and around. Inhale. Exhale down. Inhale. Exhale down. Really extend that side angle pose as you come through on the arm circle. Extend your side angle open. Feel the stretch along your left side. One more time. All the way up. We're coming through the center and stepping into warrior two, front of the room. Hold it for just a moment. And reversing that warrior. Windmill the arms down to the floor. We're lifting up that left leg high. Rolling onto the outside of the right foot. Bring your left foot halfway up the mat. We're in our side position here with the hip lifted. Open that stretch. Stretch further by taking that arm over the head for just a moment. And bring the hand down onto the mat. Three-legged dog, just to stretch it out. And coming down into your downward facing dog. And relaxing here in child pose. Rocking the hips side to side. Inhale, exhale. And on an inhale, reaching forward, coming back up into your downward facing dog. Lifting up the right leg high, bringing the knee to nose. And rolling onto the inside edge of your left foot, your right foot stretches out in front of you. So we're in a fallen triangle. Place the outside edge of that foot on the floor and stretch the left arm to the ceiling. If you can, lift that right foot off the floor. Really good for the inner thighs. Just one more hold, one more breath. And bring that leg up high. We're coming into pigeon. So bring that knee to nose and bring the knee down onto the mat. And we can relax for a moment here as we stretch out that front right thigh. So in pigeon pose, just make sure that there's a lot of comfort here in the knee. There shouldn't be any sharp pains here. So adjust yourself, line up the hips so they're pretty square to the floor. Flexing your front foot, we roll forward over that front leg. And you should just be feeling that beautiful stretch in the outside of your right hip. And just rock it gently side to side. If you have a block, it might be really nice and comfortable to place your forehead on a block so you can really elongate through the spine and really feel that beautiful stretch in the right hip. And tiny waves through the spine, lengthening, elongating your spine on every breath. If you want to come up through center and just stretch back a little bit and wave it down. Stretch it up on an inhale and waving it down. Stretch up, inhale, wave it down. And stretching those arms out one more time, elongating the spine, relaxing, breathing into that right hip stretch. And breathe. One more deep breath. And pressing yourself back up gently, taking yourself back up into a three-legged dog, stretching that right leg high. Might feel good after the pigeon stretch. Placing it down beside the left foot. And now let's straight away do our left side. So lifting up the left leg high in our three-legged dog, we take our knee to nose. Rolling onto the inside edge of the right foot, we're bringing our left foot out in front of us and placing the outside edge of the foot down. Lift up the right arm and we're in our fallen triangle. If you can, lift that leg up off the floor. Great inner thigh work. For just a moment. Inhale. Exhale, take that three-legged dog for the last time. And bring that knee to nose all the way to the front of your mat into a pigeon pose on the left side. And if you can, really flex that front foot, and it keeps the knee joint much safer when this front foot is flexed. So flex that foot, find your position on the mat, whether your ankle is very close to your groin or you can bring it a little bit forward if your hips are quite open. And making sure your knee joint is nice and comfortable. And we'll wave down over that front leg. Inhale, coming up. Feeling any sensations through the body. Using your core muscles, not just your arms, to bring you up. Your back muscles are working too. Inhale all the way up. And now let's fold over that front leg and relax the forehead down onto a block, or you can actually just put one fist on top of the other if you don't have a block with you, and place your forehead down. And with the forehead lifted up off the ground, you can really elongate the spine. And keep that long leg quite active. So just lift that back knee up off the ground for a moment, pressing the top of the right foot into the mat, and then allow it down, but keep it a little bit active on the mat, stretching out there behind you. And rolling, little rolls through the spine to deepen the stretch in that left hip. Little rolls. And then using your hands either side of your front knee, we'll do some little waves to really get into that left hip stretch. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. And now let's fold one more time over the legs, bringing your head down onto a block or onto a fist on top of each other. Long spine, nice big hip stretch. Inhale. Exhale, one more time, inhale. And coming up, placing your hands either side of that front knee, gently and slowly lifting that left leg high just to stretch it out. Placing it down behind you, we're in downward facing dog. Last vinyasa. We're moving up through the body, wave through the body into your plank position. Coming down gently onto the mat, wave up into your cobra, and we press back into a downward facing dog. Just hold here for just a moment. Gaze is up between the hands, and let's just walk up to the hands and stretching up high and coming back down. We fold over the legs. Coming down onto the knees, let's roll onto the left hip, and we'll start a couple of little twists here in a seated position. So you can have both of your legs facing out the front here and really stretch out the spine. Lift your right leg over your left leg. This is a nice seated spinal twist. And your right arm goes directly behind you. And this arm actually keeps our spine nice and elongated. Lifting up the left arm, twist over to your right and place that arm down on the outside of the right knee. And that twist should feel pretty good. Through the spine, making sure you're nice and tall, elongated. It's also nice to simply hug that front knee, and you get a really nice stretch along the outside edge of that hip. Another little pigeon-like stretch here for the hips. Using the back hand to elongate the spine. And coming back to center. Shake your legs out. Let's do that on the other side. So, bringing up the left leg, placing it over the right leg. Our left arm goes behind us, right arm up. Twisting over to the left, bringing that elbow to the outside of your knee, and nice deep stretch. Using the breath as you exhale a little bit deeper into the twist. And again, if you'd like, you can hug that front knee, elongating the spine, and just feel that stretch along the outside of your left hip. One more big deep breath. And bringing the legs out in front of you, let's roll down onto the mat. Should feel good after all of that work. Bringing the knees up high, your arms are out parallel, your hands are down onto the floor beside you. Let's cross our left ankle over the right and take our knees high and over to the right side. Another nice twist here for the spine. Placing your right hand over your left knee, gaze is over to the left, and really feel that beautiful stretch all the way through your upper spine, through the thoracic vertebrae. Should feel pretty good. Keeping the breaths steady, long and deep. One more breath. And bringing the hands both down. And we'll do that on the other side. Cross your right foot over your left. Knees are high, high, high up on the chest. And we roll over to the left side. Placing the left hand onto your right outer thigh. Our gaze is over to the right. And feel that stretch right through the top of your back. Breathe into this beautiful spinal twist. Just one more breath. And now bringing everything back to center. Hug your knees. I'm just going to make sure my microphone is tucked back in here. Had to take it off there. Okay, bringing your knees up and giving them a big hug. Should feel really good. Really making sure that all of those vertebrae are touching the floor. And you may need a block for this next one. It's really nice to do after all of the work. Place a block or a roll towel underneath the sacrum, which is the base of your spine. So it shouldn't be under the lumbar vertebrae, under the small of your back. You want it right under the sacrum, just by your tailbone there, right at the base of your spine. And placing the hands down beside you, lifting the legs up into an incline. And this is a really nice restorative pose. It's great for venous return, getting all of the blood back to the heart. The lymphatic system is very grateful for something like this, all of that fluid that builds up in our ankles and in our feet is all moving back up into the torso. Close your eyes here. Keeping the legs nice and straight. And you can do this anytime. If you have a few minutes during your day, just to be in this position for 5 or 10 minutes. You can place your legs up against the wall so you don't have to hold them up here. Inhale one more time. Exhale and slowly bring your feet back to the floor. We're coming into a bridge pose. So remove the block. Press your straight arms beside you onto the mat. Your palms reach down. Your fingertips should be able to touch your heels. And we're pressing our hips up to the ceiling and pressing our shoulders down. Now, just when you're up here, feel your feet moving back towards your shoulders. So you're activating the hamstring muscles here. Lifting high. Inhale. Exhale. And let's bring the knees together. Knees apart and the hips come down just off the floor. Bring the hips high, the knees together. Knees apart and the hips come down. Lifting the hips high, bring the knees together. Knees wide and the hips come down. Lifting the hips, knees together, knees wide and down. We'll do that 2 more times. Lifting up high, knees together, knees apart, and the hips come down. Last time. Lift up high, keep the hips lifted high, knees together, wide, hold at the top, pressing your hips up as high as they'll go, using the arms, the feet, shoulders pressed into the ground, and coming all the way back down. Let's do a little happy baby here just to stretch it all out. So knees come up close to the body. We reach up between the legs. Grab a hold of the outside edges of your feet. And this should feel pretty good before we move into Shavasana. Rock side to side here in happy baby. Breathe. And when you're ready, find your comfortable position on the floor, stretching out the legs, stretching out the arms, adjusting the neck. You're back on the floor. Palms are facing the ceiling. Close your eyes. And using the breath to relax your entire body, sinking into the mat. Feel your whole body weight sinking into earth. Using the breath to relax you even further. Inhale. Taking your arms above your head, your feet, your legs come together now. Clasp your hands above your head and stretch through the spine. Long stretch all the way through your body. Oh, it should feel really good. And then bringing your knees up, you can roll onto one side just for a moment before you press yourself back up into a seated position. And finding a nice, comfortable seated position with your eyes closed. Just breathe. And placing your hands together in front of your heart. I'd like to chant a mantra that is dedicated to the teacher within, the most knowledgeable of all. And how many times in our life do we ask other people questions to the answers we already have deep inside of us? Om Vagmi Manasi Pratishtita Manome Vachi Pratishtitam Avir Avir Maedi Vedasya Ma'ani Ishta Shrutam Mima Prasir Anena Dittena Horatran Sandadami Ratham Vadasyami Satyam Vadasyami Tanmam Avatu Tadvaktaram Avatu Avatu Mam Avatu Vaktaram Avatu Vaktaram. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And take a deep breath with me. Om. Inhale and take the arms up above the head. Raise your face to the ceiling. Open your eyes, your gaze is between the hands. Inhale. Exhale, bring it all down into your body. Inhale, palms together, opening your eyes. Namaste.